St. Lucia. Give thanks for the moment that we are sharing together in this time, and give thanks for all those of you who are live on Instagram, and everyone that is live on YouTube. Definitely we give thanks because these days things are a bit rough and rugged. Many people now, as we are in these times, many people, especially as they say in COVID time, people tend to have actually welcomed the idea that the COVID time is synonymous with lack and suffering, but it doesn't have to be like that. You don't have to be a time and associate COVID, right, with poverty and lack and suffering. Many people have used that whole aspect of the coronavirus to build up massive amounts of wealth, and it is up to you based upon how it is that you look at your own circumstance and look at what is happening right now and use your intelligence, right, to actually decide exactly how it is that you want to utilize the present circumstance, whether you're going to make it something towards your benefit or you're going to make it something that will make you actually suffer. Give thanks, honorable, give thanks, Capiliero, greetings, honorable, blessed love. Then for blessed love, give thanks, Remo, Diashan 24, give thanks. Give thanks, Danny. Give thanks, give thanks, give thanks, give thanks. Card free. D, give thanks for every single person who are with us this evening, and those people who are just joining in. Give thanks. No sound. You sure I have no sound? I don't know if I have no sound. I don't know. I didn't press nothing at all. I don't know if there is no sound. Anyway, if there is no sound, let me know. If I see one person said no sound, I don't know if there is no sound. Audio is low. Well, I'm speaking a bit low today because I'm going into like a nice little vibes, nice little meditation. Taking us from before you take off of the landing strip. Definitely you have to start slow. So basically we give thanks for this divine opportunity. As I am saying that in the time that we are in right now, when it's a time where it is what they say is yes, I'm Brooklyn. Give thanks, honorable. Give thanks, my sister KG273. Yes, we do see you, but we can't hear you, but you could definitely hear us. Give thanks for that. Heads up there. So even if we are in this time whereby we have coronavirus and lockdowns and all them different type of things, what happened during lockdowns and coronavirus, and all what is happening right now, a lot of people made a lot of money. So you now as a man or as a woman, you must not feel like, you must not associate the pandemic with poverty and lack. If that's what you associate it with, that's what you're going to be having, so it also is a time whereby people have to become more creative, because trust me, plenty people made plenty of billions, during that particular time. So it is all about you positioning yourself, in a mental space whereby you don't associate the coronavirus with lack and poverty and all these different type of things. Many good things actually came out of that. Homeschooling. That's a thing where parents actually had an opportunity to spend a lot more time with their children. And up to a day like today, parents, people literally quarreling, to send their children back to school. So for a long time, this is the most time a lot of mothers and a lot of fathers, that's the most time. Trust me, during last year, January last year, coming down towards a time like now, things are getting a lot less complicated, but from January last year until now, that's the most time that fathers and mothers and aunties and people have actually spent together with their family. So in all the sadness and all the grief and all the things that people would have loved to be able to do, you know, there is a key thing that is very important that we understand, that actually affords us an opportunity to spend more time with self. You know, spend more time with our loved ones, you know, spend more time, you know, and that time, if it was used constructively, it would have actually increased a different type of wealth. You know, because as you invest time and energy into your family, right, as you invest time and energy and love, yes, Corey Edwards, blessed love, as you invest these things there into your family, definitely, what is it that you expect you're going to be getting back? Of course, you're going to get great rewards. So the same way when you invest energy in somebody's business, whoever you're working for, because when somebody has a job, I mean, you have a job, so what do you do? You actually give most of your time to your boss, right? And then what happens is that specifically is that, okay, let's say if a day is like 24 hours, all right? So then they say about 8 hours is to rest. And so even if it takes 6 hours, right? So you have, so take out the maximum 8 hours then, right? So you're taking out 8 hours, okay, from the 24, right? So then you only have about 16 hours remaining. Now, from that 16 hours, when you subtract, because we deal with a 24-hour day, all right? So let's say you have 8-hour rest, right? And you take out that 8-hour rest from the 24-hour day, you're going to have only like about 16 hours remaining. Now, if you're working in a job, all right, you'll have to minus 8 hours from that 16 hours. All right, so then from that 16 hours, when you take out 8 hours, you only have another 8 hours remaining. So just checking about the time that you might have to do something for yourself. Then you'd have to use 1 hour each, right, to get to work and 1 hour from work. So that's 2 hours. So from that 8 hours now, you only have about 6 hours, right? Now, every day you might spend about 1, 2, 3 hours. Some people might spend up to 2, 3 hours on phone or chatting or social media or doing some type of thing. So let's say you spend 2 hours talking to a whole heap of people who you could have invested that time that differently and become a lot more productive. So let's say another 2 hours. You have 4 hours remaining, right? So that 4 hours basically would be like probably your 4 hours whereby you spend with your loved ones, and then also your 4 hours that you have to cook, you have to bathe, you have to wash, you have to, you have to do all different types of things for self. So when you really examine the amount of time that people does normally invest, right, in themselves and actually doing the things that actually brings them joy and satisfaction, to really be able to fully embrace what life is, what the purpose of life is supposed to be. By the time you blink, right, a 24-hour is gone. You know, and by the time you blink again, you were 116, now you're 26, a decade is gone. Right? So the time does move so dread that people that are let's say somebody 26, a 26-year-old man or a 26-year-old woman might still believe that they are 16, you know. I'm telling you. Yeah, man. So the time moves so fast that mentally, that individual is still trapped in the 16-year-old, you know. But they're just 26 and they're still living like they're 16. But 26, oh yeah, and then 10 years again, they're 46. And next thing, they check themselves, they're old man or the old woman and thing, and they're still living by mommy and daddy and, you know, and all type of thing, and they still all kind of, you know, and you don't have a life of your own to say, well, look, you have a life of your own whereby you have invested significantly in yourself, whereby you could actually reach the levels that you aspire to actually reach, where at least you could fulfill your own purpose. You understand? So, because of the treatment of time, not understanding that the day, the 24-hour day, specifically, it's a cycle and it's a finite cycle. Every time that cycle actually go through, you change. Yeah, the solar day, right? You change, things happen, you evolve. So when we understand that, when we have that full understanding that, look, that we only have 24 hours in that day to actually fulfill all the things that we would have needed to fulfill. So you have 24 hours to check for yourself. You have 24 hours to do what you're supposed to be doing. You have 24 hours basically to be fulfilling whatever it is that you're supposed to be fulfilling for your own self. And if it is that you don't do it within that 24 hours, then a day would have been gone. So the difference between an ordinary man and an extraordinary man is how he manages these 24 hours. So an extraordinary man might take out 4 hours out of rest or sleep and just take about 4 to 5 hours of real focused deep rest and invest that other 3 or 4 hours in an activity that would benefit themselves and eventually mankind. And still, the majority of people who actually have that awareness of time, the time-space continuum, would attempt to invest their time and the energy in something that they actually relate to. So then you understand what is it that you are actually working to achieve, and then you know what your goals are, and the job that you are doing, what you call working, is basically you are just doing what you love, and your job is basically fulfilling your own purpose. It might sound a bit complicated, but I'm just saying that coronavirus drastically changed how we managed these 24 hours. Right? So, because of coronavirus, a greater percentage of our daily 24 hours had to be spent in the company of our appropriate family. Or if you're home alone, you had to spend a lot of time by yourself, which was something that you were always running away from. So when it is that we have that understanding and our perspective, our outlook upon the present circumstance is changed, then now we could begin to utilize and invest the time, the energy, the opportunity in something that literally will work towards uplifting us, making life for us better. Because I'm telling you, a lot of people during this COVID-19 thing, they became very, very, very wealthy. Filthily wealthy, some of them. Right? So it doesn't mean that because you have that opportunity to spend more time with you and your family and thing, and because you're working and thing, and you don't understand that, look, but time invested in yourself, time invested in a space whereby you are putting that time and energy in your loved ones, the people you love. You are seeing things manifest more. You are spending more time with your mommy and your daddy and your brother and your sister and your children and everybody. And then you are spending more time with yourself. You could actually rest because you don't have to go to work. Every single day you have to go to work. So I would say give thanks for this. Some people call it a pandemic. You know, the World Health Organization calls it a pandemic. So I give thanks for it, that it afforded even myself an opportunity to actually spend more time in the mountain. Because I used to be traveling a lot. Traveling a lot. Or going all around the place. Coronavirus actually allowed me to sit up in the mountain more and full enjoy my creation. The things that I personally, was working hard to create. I had this divine opportunity to actually look at it and then give thanks for it, and the springs and the water, and I could stay in a hammock in the green, and you understand, and full joy. For me, for myself, for I, and also full joy that space and that time with my appropriate family. So if it is that you want to look at your whole circumstance as something of sadness, of something of loss, of something of lack, that you'd be losing out. And you'd be losing out because you just there caught up on thinking that things bad when things really good. How long ago you could have just go by the river or go someplace and then just sit down and just relax yourself? Just because as Corona man, you have no work, you have nothing to do, and sometimes nobody, the utility company not even cutting your bills because you know how things are. And, you have. Oh my goodness, man! I give thanks for this divine opportunity whereby plenty other things could have happened. But I was literally able to actually invest that energy and that time more into me, myself, and I, my immediate and my further away family, and take that divine time to actually boost up my own creativity. So give thanks for this divine opportunity, and I will take this day and this moment, and as we know, the world is so filled with sadness, of sad story. There's a lot of sad story, and boy, pre-scalash, pre-scalash, man, things and things by the coronavirus and things. Nah, things nice. Everything is blessed. I give thanks. And whatever you have, they say, whatever you have, utilize it to actually uplift yourself. Because remember, it's your perception of life is your reality. What you perceive is what you are. So your reality is not the reality, it is just your reality. You understand? So let us align ourselves, with the reality, and work towards creating that space, that our children and our children can still full joy the natural aspects of life and livity. So I give thanks, as I tell people, I grew up in the countryside, I grew up and I was able to, I was on a live, and I was telling the people, well, the rivers were so deep in my time growing up as a young child in St. Lucia, that we would have gone up on top of a huge rock, and would jump down into the river and go deep and deep and deep, and we wouldn't touch the bottom. We'd go down until our eardrums literally would feel like as if it's bursting and shoot back up. And there were rivers that even our grandmothers, and because you see what used to happen is that most times during this summertime, youth man and them, we used to have a lot of good times, because at summertime you're going to school, you have the opportunity to actually explore. So we would basically go up into the rivers and roast breadfruit and spend the whole day by the river. And sadly, yet truly, right, every vacation, or if not in one particular area, every vacation, right, you would hear that somebody drowned in a river or some type of thing. People, that used to happen, so I'm just saying that our grandparents and our parents used to the deep pools. There were some pools that was so deep the water was like blue, right? Our grandparents would say, well, our parents would say, boy, you could pass so you can't go over there because you have mermaids and you have big things in the water and that. So there was a deep pool that nobody used to bathe in because the ancestors, our grandparents and our parents used to say, well, they have mermaids in that pool, right? But that wasn't the case. The case was that the pool was so deep that they didn't want children to actually get drowned in that pool, so they actually make up their thing, and over the years it actually pass on and pass on and pass on. So nowadays these things here do not exist, right? Because man have been so busy destroying creation, and driving so fast by that he never even seen the river. Man driving so fast that they not even seen the river. So they won't even know that there is a river next to them. Much less to say that they will make an effort to directly clean the rivers, or make an effort to, if you have sticks and you have to wait for a contract from a politician to actually clean a river, right? You understand? So you yourself could plant. You could plant along the riverside and build back up the river to bring forward this natural love, right? That natural love to that space. So our young children have been deprived of the beauty of the deep pools. So I'm telling you that basically, that it is important that we, in that space and that time that we have actually gone through when it comes to the coronavirus, to take a time back and get closer to nature, get closer to yourself, get closer to your loved ones, right? So it is an opportunity whereby you could actually spend more time and garden and plant more fruit trees, right? Plant more vegetables, do more upful things. Don't just sit down there and worry about quarantine. If quarantine come again, man, I give thanks for God. I will have to make something happen. I'll use my creativity, but we overstood that as Rastafari have always said that, self-sufficiency is key. So give thanks definitely for all those people who are with us this evening. Weasel Patwa, Blessed Love, Honorable Corey Edwards. Give thanks. Nikki Love to 621s. Give thanks. All those on you. Marvel Max. Give thanks. Michelle, give thanks. I am Tochina. Give thanks. All those of you who are with us. Swan Adrian, give thanks. 10 blessings for the eye. Honorable Princess Maya, give thanks. Honorable Black Heart of Love, give thanks for all those of you. Anik, give thanks. Honorable, we don't have these rivers anymore, but we could help to build them back. Because I saw some beautiful fishes in the river in Mac. That's the area there, and I had a beautiful, big, huge fish. They say, wow. So this reminded me that, look, man, there was so much abundance. Yes, Genietta, give thanks, blessed. There was so much abundance of everything, the beauty, right? And because of our rush, and our speed to what they would refer to as development, right? We destroy our surroundings and then believe that this is what he calls civilized. So yes, it is civilized. These lies are civil, it's civilization, right? So when it is that we don't really understand that what we are doing is that we are running away from self, right? At the end of the day, we are leading towards the destruction of the very thing that's supposed to be keeping us alive, So this evening, I want to take out this opportunity that we make a conscious decision to begin to actually make the world a better place, and create a space, with yourself, make a conscious decision and say, well, look, right, we make a conscious decision to literally, okay, plant a coconut tree, like plant a lemon tree, plant a lime tree, plant a cocoa tree, plant a sour orange tree, plant a cherry tree, a gooseberry tree, plant a tree, right? And make a conscious conscious effort to specifically, right, keep your appropriate environment clean. I don't know if it is that we are really hearing what we are saying, but at the end of the day, I'm saying that let's take responsibility for our space, and the same way that we are able to actually drink a coconut today is because someone planted a coconut tree 5 years ago. So all the trees that our grandparents and our great grandparents have planted, we are now reaping from these trees and eating and drinking from these trees. When is it that you're going to plant a tree yourself that you could actually have your children to drink from? So up in the mountains in Mount Kailash Rejuvenation Center, there are trees we plant there already, and I'm already drinking from our own coconut, eating from our own cherry. So all type of berries and all type of things and different varieties of cherries, citruses, all different types of things that were planted within that 6-year space. Right? That 6-year space, I could actually consume from it. So all of us have that responsibility to actually perpetuate and to keep life. It's not like a force and energy out from outside there is going to come and just going to make the world nice and clean again. If the earth really have to speak to us, it wouldn't be a good thing, Right? It's not all that simple, man. Now what a brother is saying, brother Raja is saying, since the COVID-19 virus, I have contributed at least 70% of all that me and my family consume. COVID-19 was a blessing for the blessed. Form a relationship with the land. Give thanks, my brother. So you see what the brethren is saying. I mean, I'm just telling you. Via the land and your, yeah. So I understand that investing time and energy in the things that you actually. Queen will plant more coconut trees and ganja trees, whatever you want to plant, that's your business, as long as it's a tree. Right? And let the children see the seeds grow. Let the children, because plenty of our children really believe that food only comes from supermarket. Plenty of our children just believe that food only comes from supermarket. So we're gonna take this opportunity in this program tonight, to actually give thanks, and highlight positive things that have actually come across throughout this coronavirus time. We're not going to be focusing on the sad stories tonight, nor are we going to be focusing primarily on what hurts and what doesn't hurt and what to take for this and what to take for that. Our previous live, we had a very powerful program when we went into the urinary system. That was our previous live. So those of you who want some teachings on anatomy and biochemistry and physiology on that level, definitely you could go to our previous live, which was probably on Sunday Night Live, right? Definitely on Instagram, on YouTube, you're going to get a whole heap of different things specifically. So this evening, what I want you to do, those of you on YouTube, you could just send out the blessing. I will read it out. Those of you on Instagram, you know how it is. You have to send a request, join the live, and just highlight a positive thing that the coronavirus have actually brought out of you. And those people, even in St. Lucia, the number on the screen, definitely you could actually give us a call. Let us know what positive things have actually manifested for you during this time. And also, right, just give thanks for the opportunity that we are having, and it is important that we stop, depending on some exterior force out of ourselves to do what we need to do and start to look within, look within our own self, to see exactly how is it that we could actually make the world a better place. So if it is that we, as a collective, one by one, begin to consciously, I'm talking about consciously, begin to understand that 24-hour principle. How is it that you invest your 24-hour, your day? How do you invest that 24-hour day? What do you do with these 24 hours? Right, definitely, and break it down and ensure that within that 24-hour space, you do something that brings you joy, peace, and delight. So the lines are open up. Definitely, those people who want to call. Tonight, we're not going to be taking no questions about whatever is hurting. All we are doing, we are going to be reading out positive lines from our brothers and sisters on YouTube. So come on, bless it up. I'm going to be waiting for you. What you say, I'm going to read. And for those people on Instagram, I'm just going to read this one here. And then you're going to have to request to come in live. Focus on my life. Stop to see how my life is going and did something about it by studying. Give thanks. Glamour. Free. Yeah, give thanks. So, those of you who want to come and join us, definitely you could give us a call, 1-758-452-2693. The lines are open up. Let's not just sit down and just hide behind screen and sit down there and just wait. There is a parasitic mentality that people have. That's why plenty people just like to believe in a God that's invisible. Because there is a kind of a parasitic mentality whereby a lot of people are just like parasites. They want to take and they don't want to give. You cannot be a parasite. Life is a balance. But you know what happens to parasites? If you have a parasite inside of you, what you do? You get a dewormer, or you get some clove, or you get some yarrow, or you get some wormwood, or you get something bitter and you just pass out that parasite just to kill off the parasite. So there is that important principle of balance that we have to maintain. So you cannot just sit down and don't maintain that balance. That balance is crucial. The balance is important. So you can't just sit down and let the priest be there speaking alone. And if the priest say, come on, let's say something uplifting to the people, you just hide behind your screen and you just stay there and all you want to do is take a pen and write what the priest is saying now about this. Oh, I have a headache. Priest, I have a headache. We have this for that. Priest, I have a headache. We have this for that. Priest, I have whatever I have to drink for that. And then when the time comes now for you to come and say, well, Honorable, give thanks for so and so and so and so, and give thanks for so and so and so and so, and give thanks for so. You sit down and you hide behind the screen. You know what that is, right? You call that a parasitic mentality. And we must not be like parasites. We have to freely give, as they say, and you freely receive. You must have that full intention of understanding that life is a two-way street. You see, knowledge, communication is a two-way process. So we have become so detached, and we want to suck all the time, and we don't want to actually give, because remember, that it is not one man's mission to actually teach, It's not one person's responsibility to teach, it is for all of our responsibility. All of us, each individual one of us, know something that somebody else don't know. So the little bit that you know, that you hiding, right? You know, but you hiding, right? These things there, what are you going to be doing? When you know something, you have to share the knowledge. So give thanks. Join the live if you're on Instagram. I'm not going to be reading anything that anybody say. Join the live, and then I'm going to bring you in, and then you're going to say whatever that you have to say. So I'm going to read from YouTube. Those of you in St. Lucia, the lines are open, and you could just give us a call, 452-2693. Corey Edward, I'll be watching the Tiger Nest to Charlie's Talk. Much love from Dominica. Give thanks, Honorable. Be Humble and Wise, Part 2, PlayStation, Vampires, Shock of the Hour. The positivity that came out of the Queen was your channel in the Tiger Nest. Oh, give thanks, Honorable. In Trinidad, there is a state of emergency due to COVID-19 spikes and lockdowns, work rotation, giving I more opportunities to get closer to Haile Selassie I. Father, oh give thanks, Honorable. Learned a lot from the I give thanks and keep teaching, brother. Need to get my hands on your herbal manual. Definitely, the herbal manual is available on akimpierre.com, so you get it from there. Love from Jamaica, love from Virgin Islands. Give thanks all those of you who are with us. I'm saying that the people who are on I'm saying that you on Instagram, you can send a request and come and speak with us. I'm not going to read what you say. You have to come and you have to speak. Don't be, you know what Von Benjamin called the Instagramite. You cannot be an Insta. You cannot just be someone there behind the screen typing. You have to allow that divine energy, that vibrational frequency to come out, right, and speak and send that vibration out, right? And it's not only when it is that you feel like you are in need of something. You have to speak to when you feel like you have to give, right? So give, right? Let's give, okay? So it's important to give. Enough love from Toronto. Give thanks, Honorable. Please respect the website to purchase the herbal. Repeat the website. Okay, all right. The website is AKEEMPIERRE akimpierre.com. But just go on our Instagram page, brethren, and you're going to see everything that's happening. Yes, Danny. Blessed, how you doing, my brother? Okay, I think that he's having a little problem. We're not answering no question about filtering water. We're not answering none of them questions there tonight. There, we just giving thanks that the coronavirus and everything that's happening have given us an opportunity to actually become closer to ourselves, come closer to our families. So that's all we're doing tonight. All we're doing is giving thanks. We're not going on anything at all when it comes to answering no questions about none of these type of things. We just want to give thanks and take that opportunity and speak about some things that you could actually do to help to invest more in yourself and the ones that you love. Yes, Honorable, blessed, give thanks.
Yes, I give thanks. Give thanks.
Rastafari. Mm-hmm.
Yes, we give thanks this time and make my life in certain perspective, really make my check and stop watching from the negative, because all that news output, it only encouraging you to look at what's lacking.
Give thanks.
So within this time too, as a man out there, I'm from Trinidad too, but out there in Europe. So I can't be good with my immediate family, but with this time too, more meditation, enough meditation is really, and prayers and getting close to ourselves, I'm feeling comfortable with, being alone but not lonely.
Give thanks, man. Rastafari, alone but not lonely. Yeah, plenty company. Give thanks, man. Give thanks for the love, Honorable. All heart of love, all peace and protection, and definitely, in Europe, if it is that okay, let's say like the United Kingdom. If you are in the United Kingdom, there are two things that's of value in the United Kingdom. That's the education, very good education, and the second thing is the pound sterling. It's the highest valued currency, right? So anytime you are in these spaces, right, that's the two most valuable assets in these spaces. You understand? Apart from that, it rains all the time, snows, and the place floods up, all heap of different things. So make sure that you actually, grab hold of whatever of that positive aspect that I could grab hold of, love and prosperity, and do have a blessed evening, Honorable. Give thanks, love, man, blessed. Yes, so give thanks, for our brethren that coming in from Europe there, so as we know that, wherever you are in the space right now, try to get the positive out of it. As I am saying, man, in Britain, it's the pound. Britain, the pound sterling is the biggest currency. So if you are in Britain, which is basically the financial capital of the world, some people would say, and you are broke or you are poor, then that means that something is a problem. And if it is that you are in these spaces and you don't educate yourself, because as the man say, religion and science is the only way that we could actually withstand this evil design of modern materialism. So when you are in a space, right, even in that particular space, you have to look at the positives in that. Don't complain and say, boy, please, boy, I wish I was there in St. Lucia. Well, I wish I was there. Okay, well, in that the space wherever you are, right, there is that special thing that is there that you can utilize to actually uplift yourself in that particular space. Give thanks. Okay, I said I'm not answering no questions. Donald Anderson, I took more time to understand how the body works and was able to heal myself, some family members and friends with major help from the herbal manual. Give thanks out of Toronto. Give thanks, Honorable. I mean, definitely we give thanks that that time in what they would call quarantine and that more time that you invested, if your friends and your family could have actually yielded such great results. Because as we said, we are deliberately focusing on the positive aspects of what has actually come out of this whole coronavirus. Play 2 station. I've got the high respect for your love. Thanks, man, from Canada. Thanks for the love flowing naturally, for the sun giving its energy, for the birds and the sea. Be strong, courage. Give thanks, definitely. I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes to night, our divine purpose here is to actually when I say religion and science, I mean science is not a religion. Some people are just religious and they don't follow no kind of scientific basis. They're just religious. They don't follow no evidence-based nothing. Religion is some other type of thing, but it is important, but it's not. You have to be with science, history, and all these things. But still, the corona situation. I'm not going to talk about that. Alright, so give thanks to all those of you. I mean, if it is that you have nothing to say again, what I'm supposed to just, I mean, people, nobody wants to say anything. You don't want to come and give no thanks and no praise. Nobody out of St. Lucia even actually call and say anything. You see why? Just because probably, no questions. So you have nothing to say. You people are some type of thing. I don't believe these people there at all. You believe these people at all that just be... Okay, I think we got somebody out of center. Yes, Father Blessed. Yes, Blessed. We're not 1 second, my brother. Give me a second. I'm not answering this tonight. I'm not answering no questions about gangrene or none. What I'm saying that what we are doing tonight, we are giving thanks for all the good things that we are able to actually receive through the time of Corona. So what I want you to do is just say one thing. It's okay. So just say one thing or 2 good things that you actually got out of Corona. We're listening to you. Give thanks. Give. Give thanks for the love, and as we say, give thanks, honorable, love, let's say. Give thanks for the love, give thanks, honorable, love, give thanks. Love. So give thanks for the love, beloved brother and sister. Give thanks. I mean, definitely it is important, honorable, that at least that we are in this space and we are able to actually be able to share, because it's the sharing that's the most significant thing. Because it is not that most times when you go through history, you find out that most times the people who actually are the educators and the teachers, or the people who actually bring forth the truths, most times they end up by themselves and everybody else hiding in a corner. You understand? And you find that most times nobody actually jumps and takes the bullet. Meaning that people don't come and speak and show their face to know, well, look, it's not just one person that you have to deal with, because if you take one little stick, that stick breaks easy. Take two sticks, stronger, three sticks, four sticks, five sticks. Then it gets to a point whereby you're so strong that nothing can break you, nothing can bend you. So it is very important that all of us, all of I and I, realize that we have something unique, something special, something divine, something that we have to give towards creation. And then it would actually assist us into fostering that better love for self, which would eventually look to the love for others. So give thanks, Honorable, for always being with us and following what we're doing. And I pray that we could actually continue to actually support, one another. Heart of love, Honorable. Give thanks. Yes, my brother. Give thanks for acknowledging that also. Love, man. Blessed. Blessed. So give thanks for our brother there on Instagram who actually just blessed us. Give thanks for our sister who actually blessed us out of St. Lucia, Helen Television. So you could just switch off. Let us take somebody else that is actually waiting to actually come in. Honorable, give thanks. You just send out of the live, and yeah, that's it, and it will come true. So give thanks for all those of you who actually sending that love there, and give thanks for the sister who actually called to ask a question, but at the end of the day, she gave some wonderful remarks. And you see, as simple as it might seem, when you call and you utter these words, you actually affecting the life of other people. You are making someone who was down to have a different perspective of life and creation. So we have to really focus upon that. And it's not that it is always what somebody can do for you, but also what you could do for somebody, right? So at the end of the day, our actions, if it is guided like that, then whatever it is that we are doing, the sustainability would be even better. So it wouldn't be like nothing, as I would say, parasitic. So as we'd call it, it's called the mosquito mentality. So the mosquitoes are some really, the mosquitoes bite you. The mosquitoes suck your blood. And then the mosquitoes still give you disease. So at the end of the day, when you have people who actually take away from creation, right, and then they hurt creation, they suck out of creation, and then they still destroy creation, affect creation negatively, that's the kind of mosquito spirit. So you have to consciously say, well, I don't want to be a mosquito. What happens to mosquitoes? They get squashed. And the mosquito, you squash the mosquito because it is something that is causing destruction. Or take a zap and zap it and shock it. People do all type of things to mosquitoes. But people, if it is that something that actually gives life and positive energy towards creation, definitely, you don't just come and bite and suck the blood. Okay, if you bite and at least you suck the blood, put in something that would actually make the person strong. No, what you do, you actually suck the blood, and then what else you do? You actually get people sick. So don't do them type of things there. Balance yourself properly to the extent that you are able to give something to creation. Take a time out and give something consciously. Don't be selfish. Yes, Honorable, how are you doing today?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, I am blessed.
Good. I give thanks. I've taught you before, but I'm thankful, like I said previously, for your teachings. I just got my herbal manual in the mail, so I'm,
Oh,
thankful
give
for having
thanks,
that.
give thanks.
I've been perusing through it, and I've, learned a lot already just from reading, and I hadn't even gotten all the way through it yet.
Give
So
thanks.
I give thanks for you just taking the time to write that for us to have to be able to look at. Also, COVID
Give thanks for all the beautiful things and give thanks that you receive your herbal manual. Give thanks for the giving of thanks. And definitely, so just keep on giving thanks and understand that all is ultimately for the betterment. So whatever the present is, is the present, and it just was the past a while ago. So we must always focus on demonstrating that gratitude, whereby what it does now, it gives us a greater appreciation for the now, because most times, if it is that you cannot relate to time properly, meaning that you try your best to consciously make every moment worth something, meaning that you try to get the best out of every moment. Most people get old and they never realize, and they never full joy life, and they build a house with a beautiful veranda and they never sit down in the veranda, or they buy a beautiful bed and hardly have time to rest on that bed, or get a good toilet and probably only sits on it once every other week. So
Right.
take a time out and love yourself and take care of yourself. Give thanks, honorable sister. Blessed.
Give thanks. Hey, I don't want to be a mosquito, so I had to come in.
Definitely not. Give thanks, honorable, for the love. No mosquito spirit. Love, blessed.
Bless me, man.
Love. So the sister came in and she said, well, she received a herbal manual in the mail, so we give thanks for that, and also that she didn't want to be a mosquito. And they said, we cannot be a mosquito, right? We cannot be a mosquito. Definitely, we have to just keep on giving thanks and praises that that everything is good, and also no matter what has happened, in all the sadness and all the pain, we just have to keep focus, on knowing that ultimately, everything will work out for the best. So give thanks again for this evening and all these people who have actually called. We have about 5 more minutes, so I don't know if anyone else in St. Lucia. We got one caller who actually was calling to ask a question, but she actually gave us a wonderful blessing. So we have about 5 more minutes. If anyone else wants to come in and give that blessing, definitely we will actually accept it boldly. As we say, we won't read what's on Instagram, because you have the opportunity to come and speak for yourself. So we won't read it out at all. So give thanks, thanks for the people and life around me. Thanks for every frequency, every vibration, trying to connect. Give thanks, give thanks. Corey Edward, give thanks to the Most High, yeah, because all along I knew for sure He is here, but during the shutdown He expressed who He was. He is present in love, life, peace, truth, and light, many more. Give thanks for all the giving of thanks. So you might be saying, well, why is the priest just taking out that time, or just to talk about giving thanks? That's supposed to be like a health program, and we're supposed to be talking about herbs, and even talking about herbs. Some people that say all type of thing, but we're not just here just focusing on the evil stuff. We are also seeing how it is that we as a people, could actually uplift ourselves positively. So we do give thanks for the giving of thanks. Good night, brother. Give thanks from Bexon. Give thanks 2044 from Bexon. Bam, bam, bam. I will have to come to the mountain. Definitely. You are welcome whenever you want to come, honorable. Yes, caller, blessed. Blessed love. Give thanks, honorable, for taking the time out and share these beautiful words. If you didn't hear it, we have a sister who just called and was just giving thanks for the time she had to do all the great things that she had to do. So give thanks for that. Is there somebody else on the line, or is just that? Okay, all right. Yes, it's just that little noise there. So our time is actually coming up, and as I say, we need some dialogues. We're not dying alone, You're not dying alone. Die alone? No, we are living. That's why I say reasoning. We need to reason. As I say, reasoning is better than preaching. So We have about 2 minutes. We'll take one final call, and then we will call it that. Yes, caller, blessed. Yes, blessed love, honorable. Only, yeah, man. Give thanks. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Give thanks, honorable, and give thanks for sharing that. And I know that you have touched people yourself as you have shared. Because it always sounds even better when somebody else says it. Sometimes when Priscilla says things, the song away. So give thanks. The sister actually said that those of you on Instagram and YouTube who never heard because it's right in my ears, as our time is like up, that COVID actually showed us in St. Lucia the importance of living a simple life and just walking barefooted in a hammock and all these different type of things. And I do understand, and these are the finer things in life. As we say, through unity, we'd always be better. And at the end of the day, when it comes to night, you are by yourself the most. So no matter how it is that you put it, we have to be able to fully embrace ourselves and see what responsibility we have to create that safer, better space for us first and for the people that we love. Give thanks for all those of you who were with us this evening on Helen Television Service. Give thanks for all those of you who were with us on Instagram and still there. And also those of you on YouTube. All love and prosperity, peace divine. And we do look forward to see you again. And just keep positive. Keep on giving thanks. And always see that, that at the end of the day, all will work out for the good. Give thanks. Blessed love. Honorable. Give thanks, honorable Rastafari. Why are you laughing?